I'm a self-taught web developer who has won a national coding championship. And in this video, I'll be breaking down exactly how I would learn web development if I could start over. I will be explaining through stories and personal experience, no BS. I truthfully got into web development because it's the fastest way to make money with code. Job salaries are high, freelancing can get you even higher, and you don't need a degree or bootcamp. First, I would learn HTML and CSS, Git, and JavaScript. I personally learned the most when I was building projects on my own. So I would suggest not following courses, but instead trying to look up resources online that give you a step-by-step implementation that you have to read and implement yourself. So I would first build a personal website using pure HTML and CSS. Then using Git, I would push that code to GitHub, maybe even host it using GitHub pages. I would then learn how I can implement JavaScript on top of it. I would not focus on learning every single detail. I would focus on building what I need. I wasted so much time trying to figure out every little component inside of HTML and CSS and every little component inside of JavaScript when I could have just used that time to build and learn more. I also spent hundreds of hours on courses that I didn't need. So that's what I'm saying. Please don't try to learn every little detail. Just build what you need. Next, I would move on to building small React projects. Think to-do apps, or maybe a small expense tracker, or a quiz app. These are very small projects that build on everything you learned and teach you the most fundamental React and JavaScript concepts. Again, I'm going to emphasize this. Don't learn every detail, just focus on building what you need. I would then move on to learning Node.js and Postgres. I would build a very basic CRUD operation API. So that's the ability to create, read, update, and delete from a database. For example, in our to-do app, I would build a Node.js and Postgres database for it. So I would learn how I could create new to-dos in the database, how I get all of them per user, how I could update them, and how I could delete them. Same goes for the quiz application. I would learn how to create new questions using a database, how I can update those questions, get them, and delete them. Same goes with the expense tracker. You can test the backend code that you build using Postman or any other free testing software. Next, I would go through all of my files and implement TypeScript. This is so that I would learn exactly what interfaces are and how to use types. Next, I would learn how to connect my React front-end code with my Node.js back-end code. At this point, I would have 3 full-stack projects under my belt, and now I would figure out how to deploy them. I could use Vercel, AWS, or any other software that has a free tier to deploy full-stack applications. Now for me, it took me a really long time to get to this deployment phase, but once you get here, it's so rewarding. Like your first application is deployed, it's on the internet, and you just feel amazing. Finally, after all of that, I would focus on building bigger and better projects that are around your interests. For example, if you're into fitness, you could build a fitness tracker. It could recommend you your next weights or your next meal. Whatever you're interested in, build something that solves a problem that you have in it. I wouldn't worry if it's already built. I would focus on building it how I want and building more projects. Finally, the very last thing I would do is focus on interview preparation and job applications. Do as much leak code and interview questions as you can, as well as send out as many job applications as you can. And I would do that until I get a job. That's all you really need to start getting paid. Now, before I end, I want to emphasize that this can take a really long time. This took me personally a year, but I've seen people take 3-4 years. There are some exceptions where it takes 3 months, but I want you to really prepare yourself that this could be a really long time. There was moments in my journey where I wanted to quit, I wanted to stop, but every single time that happened, I would tell myself, I'm one day closer. If I just finish today, I'm one day closer. And I might not get it in 3 months, 6 months, maybe not even in a year, but I know as long as I keep going, I will eventually get to this goal. If you want extra help from me, I have a mentor community that's in the description below. Peace. Peace.